Hello and welcome to your Windsor Vineyard. Thank you for your continued support. It's making this possible. And how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Enough.
Plenty. Right, so the next job you're going to have to do here is lift the wires, because these vines are growing very fast. Very fast. What we do is you take the second wire, this is the second wire, and put it out. There we go. And then into the top wires. And that keeps everything nice and tidy. If we don't do that, the growth's all over the place. Get lots of ladybirds. Yeah. Ladybirds are wonderful, and they live in here. There's a baby one, I think. On a shot. They are very, very good. Keep our vines healthy and clean. Okay. The soil.
Yes, so we're roll hacking because we don't use herbicide.
What do you call this? Roll hacking.
Roll hacking. And it's a hacker, and it's attached to the tractor, and it just goes in like a mechanical hoe.
Mm. You've got a different one too.
Yes, we've all got different ones.
We have 3 vineyards, all with a different bit of machinery. And we have every other row is grassed. The grass helps keep the enthusiasm of the vines in check. It provides a bit of competition, and that's good, because we don't want enormous crops. The more grapes you get, the flavour goes down. You like to keep the growth concentrated. So this row you put in a cover crop. What have you put in here? It looks like clover.
Clover mix. You've got some of the weeds coming through at the moment, but following the sun and the rain in the last couple of weeks, but this will be left.
And how high is this going to grow?
Well, probably up to,
yeah,
not far off a metre, but no, not quite. But.
And that's all for the birds and the insects. This as well as the vines. You've got to keep the ecology going.
It also restores, obviously it adds nitrogen back to the soil, so it's actually multi-purpose.
Eventually we'll cut it and turn it into the soil, and that will increase the health of the soil, the vegetable matter. Yeah. Tell you one thing we do a lot now, which I never saw in the old days, was counting worms. we now come and measure off a patch, and then we dig it up and we count how many worms. And that is a measure of the health of the soil.
We have an enormous quantity of worm casts.
There's a lot here. Okay, you can see it's a busy time of year. Everything's growing so fast. The team at the moment are bud rubbing, which is, say, removing the shoots that come up lower down, water shoots they're called, and they've done a pretty good job. I can't see any. It can be really difficult to see it like that. If you leave that there, that will grow into quite a big branch, and it will take quite a bit of the energy that we would rather go into producing ripe grapes. And the other job is, say, lifting the wires. Looking very good. I'm very pleased. We were a bit nervous this year. If you remember, there were a lot of late frosts, and it happened here. Anne and the people she corrals into helping were here many nights, through the night, with the heaters and the candles. You actually heat the whole vineyard just to keep it. Well, you don't keep it above freezing, but you don't let it get really, really cold. You have to have this dedication to come out at 2 o'clock in the morning and stay there till dawn to see your crop through. We are in the flight path from Heathrow, and the last year, of course, it's been lovely and quiet here, but it's coming back now. Then we've got to look after the health of the vine, and we do it increasingly with minimum intervention. Not the sprays that were used in the past, but little ways of catching and persuading insects that they don't want to eat our vines. We do what we can. Good morning.
Good morning.
All well? Hello. How are you? Looking good?
Good, big good.
It's looking very good. These are obviously the grapes. These are the flowers, and they haven't flowered yet. That's the next thing we're waiting for. These tiny little things will flower, little white flowers, and hopefully they pollinate, and bingo, they're little baby grapes. And by the time they finish, they'll be big and juicy. And here we have a bunch that's just beginning to flower. They're tiny little things, you can hardly see them. But that's flowering. And soon, if the weather stays nice, they'll all go. And we hope for a period of no rain, so the pollen doesn't get washed away. And they'll all fertilise, and we'll get the grapes. And well, the old rule was from the date of flowering, 100 days later you harvest. I don't think it's particularly true, but it's roughly true. So 100 days from today, the 24th of June, 'd say beginning of October, which is when this vineyard, which is a fairly early ripening vineyard, quite often does harvest. So maybe come back again, will you, in about 100 days, and I'll talk you through the harvest. That is a very busy time, but till then, keep your fingers crossed for us and for the vines, and let's have a nice, no incidents summer.